We don't have time for that. Okay, right. Get comfy with it.
Now we just
no SD card, for the love of God. Hey, Babin.
Yeah.
Can you go on my desk over there and get the 32 gigabyte SD card for me?
Okay.
Thank you. The title of this video can be She's Trying. To check out a new Leica camera, which is super exciting, and then we have 2 podcasts. So this is like a typical busy kind of shooting day. My other days are just editing, and I'm in my PJs and I'm at my apartment. So this is definitely a more fun day for Babin to film, like out and about. I am a tech and creativity YouTuber based in New York City. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I grew up playing basketball and music, and that was kind of my entire life for a while. Obsessed with electric guitar, had all the gear. I was in a band, multiple bands, and I kind of thought, okay, I want to do something with music going into college, but you got to have a steady 9 to 5, of course. You got to make the parents proud. So I went into electrical engineering. That eventually changed to computer science. And 3.5 years in, I dropped out because, hey, this video thing that I've been doing on the side ever since really middle school, and I really started editing a lot. I was never really a filmer. I was kind of point and shoot. Hopefully it's in focus and we'll, And once I started going to college, I got more into actual cameras and filming and also editing. I did some wedding videos, and I just became obsessed. And I had a YouTube channel since 2011, actually, but I didn't take it serious until around 2014. And that's when I started getting little followers here and there, and I worked up to about 4,000 YouTube subscribers by the time I decided to drop out. So dropped out on 4,000 subscribers and was like, let's go, let's do it. You want to model, get all in the gray sparkly stuff? Ooh, that would be a moody shot through the... Gotcha. Okay, here we go. Where's Babin? Okay, Babin, help me out and be on the same plane. I will say, after discovering all of these amazing photographers who are actually photographers, it makes you think again when you're like, oh yeah, I do photo video. Like, no, I do video. I'm a video person who enjoys photography.
What do you actually consider yourself these days?
I'm unashamed of the word YouTuber. So I say like YouTuber, content creator. I think entrepreneur is so overused, but I'm working on that side of me, Hiring people is always like the hardest thing for a creator, so that's the next phase of my life. Yeah, what's up?
Name's Dale.
I follow
you.
Nice to meet you, Dale. So nice
Very pleased to meet you.
Yeah, you watch me on YouTube?
All the time.
Epic.
You take a picture
Which is
of us?
amazing. Yeah, let's do it. Are you from New York?
No, we're from just across the river.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Let's do it. It's tough, I'm like, you can't say you're a CEO or an entrepreneur when it's only you. Like, stop it, guys.
Can't be like,
founder. Co-founder of Sara Dietschy LLC. It's just me. For some reason, from a very early age, I just put this immense pressure on myself to, well, I'm gonna full send this. If this is what I'm doing, I might as well give my 100% shot. So early on, that was basketball, and I was super good. I thought it was the best. And then I went to high school. All of a sudden, I stopped growing. Interesting. Oh wait, I didn't make varsity as a freshman. Interesting. Oh wait, I'm a sophomore and I'm still on JV. Oh yeah, I'm not as good as I thought. I'm less passionate about this, so I moved to music. And so I put all into music. So my entire life is just literally going all in until I realize that it's not necessarily loving me back as much as I love it. Holding on to this camera for my dear life.
All right, here, let me try one.
Yes, yes.
Way off. So much closer. Take my bag. I don't feel like a real photographer when I use this.
It's fun that there's still challenges out there, like unknown places that we can explore. And then of course that love kind of dwindles and then you move on to the next thing. So I think I don't know how to do this as a parent, but I think the best thing you can give your kid is just embracing their passions, whatever that is, and doing everything that you can to enable it, but then not to be the psycho parent when they decide to move on. Because I really was allowed to like go full on 5 to 7 years on a thing when it wasn't a thing anymore. Okay, next thing, but all in, you know? It's like never did anything halfway. I hope y'all are prepared for this mess. You get an exclusive look, though, into the new vision of what this office needs to be. It's halfway there. Yeah, it's a mess. Oh my God, there's like no room to even stand in here. Look at this. All right, we have 3 hours to get this place podcast ready. That's the real secret why I have Bab in here, because I need help. It's free labor. So, exposed. But I kind of want to, we might have to go get a coffee far away, so we have to take out the bikes. It's sunny today and it's January. It's so rare. I feel like it would be so sad if we didn't. Maybe we could take like a 20-minute detour and then we'll get to setting up.
And letting go.
Guys, go on.
And letting go.
I mean, it's
One, doesn't matter. And letting go.
guys, go on.
Okay.
Letting go.
I mean, it's
One, so you had a person.
Is all you gotta do is this is a throttle, so that's how you go. And then one of the brakes are broken, so I'm sorry. So it's just that one.
It's just this one?
Yeah, so it works, but like, just stop a little bit sooner than you think you have to. In the beginning, it was travel for me. I was obsessed. Like, there were not all of these travel YouTubers. I was, the reason why I went to Iceland is because I watched Secret Life of Walter Mitty. And I was like, oh my God, like this movie is gorgeous. Look at him like in the mountains riding his longboard. This is so beautiful. I want to do this. And so I booked a ticket to Iceland and I went to all the cities that Walter Mitty was shot in. And I made like a really vibey, in the beginning, like I loved vibey stuff. You have one break, one coffee, one camera. The most challenging Super 73. Oh, we're good. We're good. Teamwork. I got it.
Documentary coming out later this year by Discovery about the row he just did. He rode from Chile to Antarctica.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was
It's
an expedition.
Documentary, like a series or?
Documentary.
Okay, cool. But see, what's tough with people like Colin, he like does the podcast circuit. Usually I have relatively newish people on where their stories are a little bit more fresh. So maybe we can make it a little fresher. Maybe I can ask him some questions that he's not used to, but that means I need to watch his Joe Rogan interview in the next, 2.5 hours that we have. So, and build some chairs. Again, I brought Bab in here for free physical labor.
Conditions, like if the snow was more packed or icy.
I mean, how sick is this?
Difficult if it was
Dun, 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 dun. You know, it's kind of embarrassing. You're just getting the raw and the real here, Babin. I was at the CES. I was basically being the host for Panasonic at CES. And one of the ladies from the Japan team, so there's some language barriers, right? The first thing she said to me was like, oh my God, you're so much more pretty in person than you are on camera. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. But I'm like, shoot, maybe I should try more. But I feel so comfortable with my audience that a lot of the time, truly, I just like buns up, no makeup, let's go for it. But then I forget thousands of people are watching, and it confuses people what I look like. Okay, guys, this is exciting that it's being documented because it's my first podcast in the new setup. Colin Babin.
Great setup.
So this is the small YouTube studio.
Awesome. Super cool.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode of That Creative Life. I am here today with Colin, who is an epic human. We're gonna get into it. I'm so excited to chat with you today. Your new book is out, The Impossible First. And what exactly was that impossible first? Because I asked you when you got in here, how does it feel to be amongst mere mortals? Because you were very impressive.
That's very kind. It's great to be here with you. Thanks for having me.
When it comes to videos and building an audience, you are going to run yourself dry if you don't do something for you every now and then. So I just say like one for me, one for them. So I would be making a creative docuseries that was for me. It's not gonna get a lot of views, but oh my gosh, I love it. And I think if people come to my channel and watch it, they're gonna see that, oh, there's something cool here. And then one for them is like a camera unboxing, something that'll pick up and search.
YouTube, which is can be a very like hostile place, you know?
Yeah.
There's so many people who like set out
like
to make
the
videos
worst.
and then like you get hit on and people kind of like want to quit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And what do you do to like manage
Yeah.
how much people want to judge your life?
Yeah. Well, realistically, what I did is I stopped vlogging. That was the only thing that I've ever done that was for someone else. You know, you see vlogging super cool, everyone's doing it, I have to do it. And so you put this pressure on your life to show everything, and I hated that. And so instantly I was like, I don't care if Casey is telling me more. Like that was his advice. That was his first advice he gave me. It was like, you gotta post every day. You gotta post every single day. You gotta post more. And I'm like, well, it's not really my thing. That's not how I popped. I popped off of like quality. But I did that and it screwed me over. And it literally, my subscribers were going down. Like that's how bad it got. And then the moment I went back to focusing on tech and creativity, that's when things did really well, and then I started growing again. One for me, one for them has now shifted a little bit outside of video. Now it's really involved in the one for them is just running my YouTube channel. And it's, even though I still love making videos, it really has turned into the day job, right? And I'm totally, like, I realize that I have the coolest job ever. It's fun, but it runs its course kind of, in that it does become like a job.
So I know this whole series is called 24 Hours With, but just for the sake of continuity being completely ruined, you should know this is actually Sarah and I's second day of filming.
Exposed! I am filming the talking head part, aka A-roll, for a laptop comparison video. I thought I was gonna finish this all yesterday, but it took like 7 to 8 hours to film all the B-roll, and I even had help with that too. And then also like write the loose script of it. And it sometimes feels like a trap, and of this like weird game of you are constantly trying to hit a target that is not just constantly moving, but it's all of a sudden in freaking Timbuktu. You know, YouTube algorithm, social media, and so you have to figure out ways to sustain and you know, do things that keep you relevant. And so the one for me thing right now is I've always wanted, like before the Casey thing happened, I actually didn't want to do YouTube full time. It would just be a way to like provide value to other people, and I literally wanted to start a music licensing company 5 years ago.
Yeah.
When there was no epidemic, there was no anything, art list. And you know, I saw that gap in the market, and obviously people have filled it, which thank God, but music licensing was just terrible. It was non-existent for independent creators. And so I've always had this thing of like, I love making videos, but it's a means to build something bigger. I've always wanted to like run a company in some aspect and have like a ton of employees and like work with people and make solve a big problem, right? But then YouTube took off, and you know, it was amazing. But now I'm kind of circling back to that, and one of my friends came to me with this really cool software idea. And he was coming to me and like, hey, maybe you just like help out, you can be like an advisory role, and we see where it goes. And when I had the meeting with him, I was like, this is so sick and so helpful. Like, let me be your co-founder. Like, we need to do this together. This is crazy. And so that's kind of the one for me now in my life, where I'm now splitting my time in between being a YouTuber and also trying to literally like build a startup and try to solve some of the nuances with video content creation, social media. That's what Switchboard is about, and that is kind of like looking forward to 2020, the thing that I am focusing on. I think with a lot of people, that spans whatever industry you're in, and that in the beginning, narrowing down is the hardest thing to do, but it's probably the most important thing.
There's also as many people who say you just do the minimum thing to prove it, as there are people who say make the thing that's just going to take over from day one. So
Which I'm kind of in the takeover from day one camp, because I know how powerful this can be. And I'm like, well, that thing that you said that we could do 2 months ago, why isn't that in there now?
Yes.
And so, because I'm thinking from a YouTuber agency, all these people who are going to use this, which is so exciting.
Making like a full-time living as a creative is like insanely difficult, as I'm sure you know. And I'm sort of always obsessed with how people approach things like creative burnout and running out of ideas and things like that. How often, like, do you feel like you constantly have like a bucket of ideas you're pulling from, or what's your sort of ideation process like when you're setting out on a new project or a new video?
It's not necessarily ideas that I struggle with, but it's more of the, being relevant. I think that affects the burnout a lot. And my biggest challenge now is never like ideation or the actual creation of the video, but it's figuring out I need more time in my life, and so how do I delegate? And that's not really something that is taught to creators. In my world, there's no process. And so I'm learning, oh my gosh, if I want to set anyone up for success, there has to be some process to anything creative. It's almost like as I'm learning about this journey, I'm kind of screaming like, hey creatives, if you want to like transition into that business life, like you got to get used to process, because it's something that we hate. It's the worst. We want chaos. We want controlled chaos, right? And so I think that's, totally forgot the question, but that's been my biggest challenge, and something that I think is not talked a lot about, and is definitely the hardest thing that I'm still dealing with, and I'm still trying to conquer.
2 days, 2 podcasts, a video, 24 hours with Sara Dietschy.
Oh my God, it's been so real, and I'm gonna keep going without you. I'm making the call. But that's why at the end of the day, if people do this stuff to get internet famous, it's game over. They're gonna crumble. Because if they're only seeking other people's validation, and then if it's not there, then what's left? And so for me, I loved making videos. So at the end of the day, if I had an awesome video to share with people and a few people were stoked on, it was, that's all I needed.
Boom. Cool, we're good.
Cool.
Crushed it.
Crushed the...
Sara Dietschy.
Ryan was with Peachy.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
So this is cool. Thank you for letting me completely...
Start over, because that made me sound like a... you didn't say my tagline right?
By the way, like, that's all staying in completely.
I'm like, yeah, we're going to need to...